This month's midterm election saw the lowest voter turnout nationwide in over 70 years. In Tennessee, only about 30% of the state's nearly 4 million registered voters actually cast a ballot, according to the Commercial Appeal. Additionally, a study by the Pew Research Center shows that 34% of this year's non-voters are under the age of 30. While many official sources attribute young voters' lack of participation to apathy or confusion about the issues, many University of Tennessee students say their failure to vote arose from the complicated process of filing an absentee ballot, which for a large number of college students is the only option for voting.
I registered to vote in Davidson County right when I turned 18.
I registered to vote online about 3 weeks before the elections.
I registered in Nashville at my high school when I was a senior, so 2 years ago.
Absentee voting is difficult.
So to file an absentee ballot, there was a form that you could access online. I did it with my sister, and it was pretty simple actually. You could just fill it out on the computer. You didn't have to even print it off, and you could email it in.
You have to go to your county's election commission website, and mine's Davidson County, so you have to print out the absentee ballot, fill it out, scan it, email it by a certain date, and then they have to send you something in the mail in order for you to fill that out, which is like the actual paper ballot, and then you have to mail it back.
Well, I went on to the Election Commission website of Carroll County and I registered to vote on the same website and then registered for my absentee ballot.
The system for absentee voting seemed like it was, I don't know, it seemed okay because you could just do it online and email it in, but I guess it was kind of unclear as about the deadline because it just said 7 days before, but it didn't give the date that was 7 days before, and it didn't say any time or anything, and so we thought that we were fine, and then it didn't end up working out.
I think the system for absentee voting is ridiculous. Only because, I don't know, my dad and I talk about this a lot. They make it impossible for our generation to vote being in college.
And they denied me from an absentee ballot because I did both things not in person over the internet.
But then they emailed me back and said that it was rejected because I was too late, but we definitely emailed it the night of the date that was the deadline. That was frustrating.
It would have been there on time. So I filled it out and had it ready to mail, and the mailman never came. So I was not able to vote, and it made me really upset, especially during this election.
I was not able to vote in the midterm election because my absentee ballot was denied because they claimed that I was a fraudulent voter.
But then it didn't work out, and then it was too late, and I was really grumpy because I wish I would have just driven to Nashville a few weeks beforehand.
I think that our generation has a lot to offer, especially when it comes to the higher up generation's politics. I don't know. I think our generation is really progressive, and I think if we had all had a chance to vote, I think the outcomes of this election would have been completely different.